Next on Good Morning El Paso, as many as 4 million current and former federal employees could be affected by a hack of government agencies, and it may go well beyond the realm of identity theft.
New details on that fake check cashing scheme in Doña Ana County. A county employee says he was fired for being a whistleblower.
And after huge electrical towers were installed in a neighborhood, construction is about to begin on improvements to that Upper Valley Park.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
The calm before the storm. We have finally made it to Friday, but get ready for some rain showers to start up today.
And not just for the weekend, but for the next several days beyond that as well.
Hey, it sounds good to me.
A very good morning to El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Hillary Floren. Good morning, everyone. Let's get right to Crystal and talk about those refreshing changes. I think they sound refreshing anyway.
I do too, Crystal. It's a nice change. I'm sure a lot of people agree.
Absolutely. The good news is that so far models have been indicating a lot of thunderstorm development, which means that if we can just get some rain here and there, that's something we can absolutely use, especially in June where we're usually so dry and hot. This morning, our temperature is outside at 75 in El Paso. A little dip there. We're at 72 in Las Cruces, and now we are in the upper 60s in Deming. This is typical. We see the temperature take one last drop before it starts to rise now that the sun has come up. We're looking at a temperature of 76 in TRC, and over in Ruidoso, our temperature at 55 degrees. These temperatures still going to be warm this afternoon. We're talking upper 80s to about mid 90s over the lower elevations. With it, though, we'll see more clouds and that chance of rain. In fact, there's already a little bit of action on the board. Rain has been hitting over to the west of us into Arizona. Some of that moisture is trying to make its way near Silver City TRC, although some of this is just clouds at this point. Later today, better chances of rain move in, not just in this northwest corner, but also along the north and east edges of our viewing zone. We'll discuss more on rain chances in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Crystal. Developing right now, officials say the personal information of up to 4 million current and former federal employees may have been hacked. The alert went out following a massive security breach at the Office of Personnel Management earlier this year. That agency responsible for security clearances and background checks. The Department of Homeland Security says the agency discovered the breach back in April. The FBI is investigating what led to it.
And from our New Mexico mobile newsroom, new information about the alleged ringleader of a fraudulent check cashing scheme. Police say she's Maria Ceniceros, a former document technician at the Doña Ana County Clerk's office. We learned the county clerk employee who blew the whistle is out of a job. He says he was fired. Robert Hernandez was a document technician at the clerk's office. He was hired in February and acknowledges to ABC7 that it was a temporary job. Hernandez says he was approached by Ceniceros to participate in the scheme. He immediately notified authorities, according to him, who then used him to do undercover work. He believes he was fired for telling the truth.
I don't know why the clerk's office would be so angry with all this coming out. I think they should be applauding the opportunity to say, hey, you know what, thank you for stopping all the identity theft that was going on in our office. We had no idea.
Hernandez has hired an attorney and plans to file a lawsuit. The county has not said why he was let go.
On to the Children's Hospital financial crisis now. For months, Children's Hospital officials have complained that it is unfair they have to pay rent to University Medical Center, even though taxpayers paid for the construction of the Children's Hospital. Well, this week we learned that at least some of that rent is supposed to protect taxpayers in the future. UMC owns the Children's building, so UMC is responsible for maintenance and future repairs. Hence the $15 million a year in rent Children's pays UMC. We also learned UMC pays rent to itself, $6.6 million a year to be exact.
Rick Perry is hoping to be the comeback king of presidential elections. After embarrassing moments derailed his 2012 campaign, the former Texas governor announced yesterday he would take another go at America's top job. Dana Bash reports.
I am running for the presidency of the United States of America.
Rick Perry's reason for running, his leadership experience as the longest-serving governor in Texas history.
I have dealt with crises after crises, from the disintegration of the space shuttle to Hurricanes Katrina, Rita, Ike, to the crisis at the border and the first diagnosis of Ebola in America.
On the economy, he struck a populist note.
There's something wrong when the Dow is near record highs and businesses on Main Street can't even get a loan.
On national security, criticism of the current president.
No decision has done more harm than the president's withdrawal of American troops from Iraq.
Perry's run is a true test of America's capacity for second chances. His 2012 campaign went quickly from great hope to punchline.
The education, the commerce, and let's see, I can't. The third one I can't, sorry. Oops.
He blames that and other embarrassing moments on medication for back pain and being unprepared. Since then, he's been studying hard, both on policy and performance, even working with the former head of the Royal Shakespeare Theatre.
Why did you choose that?
I guess so my Hamlet would come out right when I decide to quote Hamlet on the stage.
And I'm guessing also to avoid an oops moment.
That would be preferable.
Today, Perry's oops moment wasn't what he forgot to say, but what his staff forgot to bring: air conditioning. Perry was sweating profusely inside this sweltering airplane hangar, which stole the show on social media.
Welcome and thank you to a hot hangar on June the 4th.
Perry, a former captain in the U.S. Air Force, tried to emphasize his own military service. Joining him on stage were Texas military heroes like lone survivor Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell and his twin brother, and Taya Kyle, the widow of Chris Kyle, whose life was depicted in the movie American Sniper.
When I think of Taya Kyle, I think of a brave woman who carries not just the lofty burden of Chris's legacy.
And that was Dana Bash reporting.
The owners of a mobile home in San Elizario have lost everything that they had in a fire. It happened around 6:30 last night on the 13,000 block of Perico. A spokeswoman with the El Paso County Sheriff's Office says it started as a brush fire and the flames just quickly spread to the home. Luckily, no one was hurt.
Tragedy in a West El Paso pool. A landscaper is dead after falling into a pool and drowning. It happened on the 6400 block of Dawn, just east of Coronado High School. Police say the man was working in the backyard of a home when he fell into the pool while wearing a leaf blower on his back. His coworker was working in the front yard and discovered his body in the pool when he walked to the back. Police have not said if they think the leaf blower prevented the man from getting out of the pool. A local park is closing next week in order to get new upgrades and equipment. We're talking about Esmeralda Park in El Paso's Upper Valley. The funding for this project is not coming from the city. Rather, El Paso Electric is footing the bill. Good morning, El Paso's Denise Olivas is live now to explain. Denise.
Good morning. Later this morning, volunteers will begin notifying nearby residents that Esmeralda Park here will be closed until September. The construction of this park comes after a battle to keep these El Paso Electric towers out of the park. But that didn't happen. The towers were eventually put up, even after residents held protests saying the towers were an eyesore. In return, El Paso Electric donated $170,000 to improve the park. The renovation will include a new walking path, a playground, more new playground equipment, a gazebo, and even a garden. That does mean a majority of the park will be closed for the summer. And although the park construction may not change the minds of some of the residents about the El Paso Electric towers, they will be able to enjoy a new park coming this fall. For now, we're live in El Paso's Upper Valley. Denise Olivas, ABC 7.
All right. The trade-off there.
Yeah, at least they have something. Thanks, Denise. And here's a live look at your commute, how it's shaping up this morning. Not too bad. This is I-10 and Yarborough. Things are looking nice.
And still to come on Good Morning El Paso, reaction to Estella's interview with the president.
What a national news magazine had to say about it.
And later on, boxing in the Abraham Chavez Theater. It's never been done before, but it's happening now.
Pretty exciting. We'll talk more about that and what's behind the fight and how they want you to dress.
But first, Storm Track Weather. Crystal Cly has your forecast.
And that forecast includes rain chances after rain chances. We're looking at how long we could see a stretch of rain coming up after your break.
Thanks, Crystal. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.